Kearsarge's eastern Sierra. The circle of life of Kearsarge. The city at 11,000 feet, the mining district, the peak, the pass, the stagecoach station, the railroad depot, and now the ghost sites and the site of railroad dreams. The word Kearsarge originates from an East Coast Native American word and has the meaning of a notched mountain with pine trees. Whoa. How does this all connect to Owens Valley and the Carson Colorado Railroad and its Southern Pacific Engine 18? That's what this channel is about, isn't it? Well, it all connects. It connects us through and with space, time, people, history, and dreams. What do I mean by this rather bold statement? I'll get to it. This is the second video highlighting a location along the route of the Carson Colorado Railway, which ran between Mount House near Carson City and Keeler, its southern terminus. Check out the first video, the video we posted about Keeler. I'll put the link in the description below. Today we'll focus on Kearsarge. Engine 18 stopped at the depot every time she came by to take on water, to drop off travelers, to pick up mail. She got loaded with goods, alive or otherwise. Before Kearsarge was a railroad stop, Kearsarge was a stagecoach stop, and so much more. Kearsarge was a dream come true for a few still prospecting, still hunting this California dream of finding the load, of finding a better, more prosperous life. The story of Kearsarge in California starts in April of 1864. About 20 years prior to the arrival of the Carson Colorado Railway in Owens Valley. That April, a Native American showed a prime specimen of a float rock to a settler, who took it to the SA office in San Carlos. It was a rock that triggered dreams of finding the load, finally. In fall of 1864, lumberjacks that operated a lumber mill to the west of the Army Fort of Independence and that had used every spare minute to prospect, hit that load. Mr. Hill, Mr. Cornell, Mr. Kittleson, Mr. Mill, and Mr. McCormack had worked up their way the slopes of the eastern Sierra and found the ledge at a lofty height of about 11,000 feet, just below the edge of the snow. They had left the pine trees behind for some time, except for a few wind-battered stragglers on the scree fields and the granite boulder-laden slopes. The ore of the ledge was rich in silver and with an appreciable amount of gold too. A mine in a ravine at 11,000 feet? How would they get the ore down? Nothing was stopping their dream. A road was built, a city, Kearsarge City, was laid out close to the mines, and soon had 300 inhabitants. Mills, water-powered mills, were built a little further down, and as soon as the word of the formation of Kearsarge mining district in late 1864 reached the Pacific coast, plans for a stagecoach line were made. The dreams were big, and riches were already made for the few lucky finders. The first stagecoach arrived in late June of 1865. The stage came down the valley from Adobe Meadows and served the various communities like Bend City, San Carlos, and Putnam before heading to Kearsarge City. The Carson Colorado Railway depot site is thought to be one of the Stagecoach stops serving the valley. Thus, this site has since 1865 been a connecting point, has connected people in time and space and history. Without this site, I wouldn't be producing this video or sharing the story with you here today.
A lot of gold was found in these hills. In fact, there's a little squiggly road you'll see going up there.
Yeah.
That goes up over here to the Black Eagle and then the Betty Jumbo. Betty Jumbo is off on the right-hand side there, and the Black Eagle is just about where that road plateaus out up there. And a lot of gold was found there. The Reward mine down here was a gold mine as well, and it had a siding there, Reward, which doubled for Manzanar. But they would ship ore out of there as well.
Forming of the various mining districts and the settling of the valley by farmers and ranchers raised the question of forming a county. Civic-minded folks got to work, and Kearsarge City, a thriving mining town, competed with a little-known settlement in becoming for the county seat. Putnam, as the little settlement was called in 1864, had formed close to the Army Fort of Independence, mostly because of it and to provide food and other resources for the fort. Putnam was first renamed to Little Pine, and in 1866, the year when it became the seat of Inyo County, it was renamed Independence. While I did not find an official reasoning or voting record on this, my guess would be that folks recognized a county seat at 11,000 feet on top of the Sierra Nevada might not be an optimal choice. Smart cookies. The winter up there were not for the faint-hearted, as Kearsarge history actually documents. In the beginning of March of 1867, an avalanche wiped out the city. It must have come out of the blue because the mine's foreman's wife had no chance. A boulder pushed by the avalanche crushed the house and Mrs. Mills. She had still her needlework in her hands when neighbors tried to rescue the couple. Mr. Mills survived, although battered. Legend has it, Mrs. Mill is still roaming the mountainside and can be seen wandering even the streets of Independence. Listen to this.
Ooh, that's spooky.
This little clip was not staged. The link to it is in the description. This video was captured during a remediation project, which was done by Mule Train. Today, the mines are located in a wilderness area, and at one of the mines, there was still oil, which needed to be removed. Mules are great for that. Thank you. Mining the rich ore was lucrative, but had its challenges due to the location and the weather. The Kearsarge mining district had several boom and bust cycles, like so many others in the Inyo and White Mountains all throughout the West. Nevertheless, mining was going on and the valley was slowly settled. Ranches, orchards, farms. I hear the valley back then was almost like Eden. Townships grew, and so did Independence too. One other resource, salt and soda from Owens Lake, were the tipping point for the formation of the Carson Colorado Railway, 1883. And finally, the valley was connected to the mainland. instead of taking the stage and covering 20 miles a day, 20 miles could be covered in an hour. The Carson Colorado Railway placed a stop at the location of the old Stagecoach stop to serve all the surrounding communities, namely Bend City, San Carlos, Independence, and Kearsarge. Yes, when the railroad arrived, Kearsarge had another boom time. The Kearsarge Depot at some time was also named Citrus, and it operated until 1932. Its water tank was used until 1960. Today, the Carson Colorado Railway nonprofit owns the ghost site of the Kearsarge Depot and has big dreams again. Check out the video in which Dave Mull, the president, puts the dreams into words. I'll put a link to the video in the description below.
So we actually own this property right here, 13 acres. It's 150 feet wide in some spots. It goes all the way down, maybe a quarter of a mile down the road here. This is some of the original rail. When we built this thing, he came up and put all these things in a weekend, and just a wonderful job of making them look like the original signs and all.
Yeah.
He put the stakes in there. At one time we had a kind of an event out here after the rail was put in, and that event was he had a velocipede that would ride on narrow gauge track, and he brought that and rolled it back and forth, or
that's so cool.
You know, roll it necessarily.
Yeah.
We had our little push cart that's there in the building back here as well, and got some good video of it going back and forth.
Why is Kearsarge Depot so important to the stewards of the Slim Princess number 18, you may ask? This is actually an easy but long answer. For one, these grounds connect the Independence-based team directly to the history of the engine, who took on water every time she came by. And the second reason is, this is a place where a little girl fell in love with Engine 18. This little girl, the daughter of the station master, had moved to Kearsarge Depot as a 6-year-old back in 1913. And she grew into a fierce protector of Owens Valley history and Engine 18. Who was she? How did she save Slim Princess number 18 for independence? The answers to those questions I shall document in another video. I'm working on it. Please subscribe and stay tuned to find out more about the little girl that saved the engine. Thanks for watching.